here in Bahrain for this Sunday. We're being today. We are here at Bahrain's full circuit when on Wednesday we will be broadcasting the short version of the track, being the Sakira GP. Currently Fidel Fabian and Ryan Bogey, the only two out on laps, or on out laps that is. I'm joined by Riker Lamo, who I believe is AFK at the moment.
No, I just haven't had eating restriction.
Well, Riker, we're here. Any predictions on who's gonna get pole?
No. Oh, the route's never mind. I was gonna say the route's open, but I hadn't actually looked at who's here yet, and I thought Jonathan was not here. No, he's definitely here.
Well, I mean AJ's here. I feel like AJ and AJ, Jonathan, and then the man that literally calls himself Mr. Hot Lap, Matthew Stotts. I feel like that's gonna be your pole run for the race. But aside from that, I don't see anything else that can be too interesting. Hey, when did Devlin Avila join the lobby? Never mind. We're gonna ignore that. I never even noticed he joined.
He's been here. I hadn't noticed the AlphaTauri that joined. I didn't see him at all.
Yeah, he's not normally the AlphaTauri. He should be in the Williams, but I guess it is what it is. So one of the that is Colton Irving coming out of his stall. Fidel Fabian's going to be the only one to set a lap first. He's going to be the first to set a lap. I am horrible with my wording today. As he comes around to set a 128.030 on the medium compound. I believe next on a lap is Ryan Bogey. Bogey's only made a few starts this season, but he hasn't had terrible ones. He's finished 4th, 6th, 9th, and he had a 13th place finish last week. Actually 12th, because someone got DQ'd. Yeah. Ryan Bogey 5/10 off Fidel Fabian's lap. A caution sector 3, that was Colton Irving. And Chris Bryant 10 seconds off pace. I guess he spun out on his lap. I'd at least hope that's the case. And Devlin Avila 8/10 off the fastest lap. So far everyone out on a lap has run it on the medium compound.
Actually, Julian was on to start another lap on hot softs.
Not surprised. And he spun.
Epic game mode.
He went wide and he spun. And he saves it there. There's a Renault around. That is Matthew Stotts for some reason in the 2. Don't know why so many people love using the 2. We have 4 people signed up this season, all using the 2 apparently, being Jersey Merca, Landon Lewis, Jonathan Parker, and now apparently Matthew Stotts is a fan of the 2. Don't know why, but we'll go with it.
As AJ is completing his lap, he's going to get a tow from the AlphaTauri driver, whose name I don't actually know.
That would be Chase Hamilton. Both of them still don't beat Fidel Fabian's lap. Chase Hamilton set that lap on softs. 3/10 off. AJ Knickel only 1/10 off on the mediums. Colton Irving 4/10 off. Sean Cosley 5/10.
That's 8/10.
What did I say?
5.
Oh, I was looking at Ryan Bogey. Julian Lozano is now 12 seconds off pace, as Chris Bryant's also 2.2 now, from last we checked. Matthew Stott's having a hard time. I think Matthew Stott's may have had the reset everything glitch. That's why he's the number 2 with a white helmet. Because he looks like he's not having a fun time with that car. He will come out of the final corner and go 6th on the chart, 6/10 off. Currently, points going into this race, Jonathan Parker has the points lead with 323 points. And Chase Hamilton to the top of the charts on the soft compound. No one else to touch the mediums, though. Or AJ Knickel is... Or no one else has touched the softs. AJ Knickel goes faster than Fidel Fabian on the mediums. Probably helped from that slipstream from the... who should be Williams, but is in the AlphaTauri. But anyways, points going into this race. Jonathan Parker leading points with 323. Has a 41-point lead over Matthew Stotts. 56 over Fidel Fabian. And that is your title picture, because I believe after this race, if Sean Cosley does not close that gap to under 100 points, automatically he is eliminated from title contention. And Fidel Fabian, I think that is. No, that's a McLaren. Who is that McLaren? Is Sean Cosley? No, that's Colton Irving. Coming out on the softs. And Fidel Fabian is also coming out on the softs. Devlin Avila out on
should be allowed to watch Parker's POV because of the weird max rev glitch isn't happening today.
Well, I think this is the first time I've actually seen Jonathan Parker run mediums on his first lap. Normally he just jumps straight to soft, so clearly he's on a interesting strategy.
And surprisingly, Parker goes 5/10 above everybody else on his first attempt with the medium tires.
I mean, are you surprised?
I literally said I'm not surprising.
Yeah. Let's see, does anyone beat it? You know what? I have faith. Devlin Avila is going to get pole.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I mean, Devlin Avila is also the same person that got DQ'd from last race.
Well, I mean...
I said it. Do not deny my statements, Riker.
And then he's gonna get right in the way of both rental cars. Not rental car, fucking... Like, sat right in the apex and blocked, the McLaren's lap.
Which McLaren was that?
Not...
That was Sean Cosley. Yeah. Well, Devlin Avila thinks he's got pole under wraps. I don't know what crack he's smoking.
He made us be wanting to save softs for the race.
I mean, maybe, but still. We have people watching. I don't know if that was a comment or not. We'll check that. No, that's just 2 people watching. I mean, that can be enforced as a penalty, and Fidel Fabian slower on the song. What is happening? What?
I'm not convinced that Devlin didn't have any interesting racing lines.
No, if Devlin Avila gets pole, I can't take control of an AI. Damn it. I was gonna take control of an AI just to go and beat it. DJ Knickel on a flying lap now. As well as Ryan Bogey and Colton Irving. I believe Landon Lewis is as well. And so it's Matthew Stutz. Basically everyone's out on track on a fly. He just extended. Stotts is staying on the mediums. I don't know if I'm surprised about that or not. I feel like if anyone's going to get pole from Devlin Avila, it's going to be either Jonathan Parker comes out on softs or AJ Knickel. I don't see anyone else doing it. Colton Irving goes faster, 1.2 off on the softs. Sean Cosley coming back out on the softs. Chris Bryant, I believe, just started his flyer. Anyways, Matthew Stott's having a rough time. As he's just driving a boat. He moves up to 6th, 1.4 off. Next person across the line, Ryan Bogey, 0.313 off. AJ Knickel currently in 8th. He's coming across the line now. He will go 2nd on the charts, 0.143. Devlin Avila may have just scored his first pole in MWC. I'm sure someone's going to request a review of that lap. Chris Bryant and we have a McLaren around. That's Sean Cosley on his out lap. That probably just cooked his softs, and that will probably end his qualifying session. Chris Bryant takes that corner wide, and he's in the sand. I don't know, Riker, we've seen how those 2 right-handers work, and how many people do you think, spin out there?
Several.
Yeah.
I actually think I was looking at Devlin on his lap, and I think I saw him get loose through there.
I can't tell. Is Sean Cosley's lap invalidated? I think it is. Yeah, it is. So I don't see the point in pushing on this lap. I don't think he realizes he got it invalidated. Chris Bryant retires from the session. AJ Knickel is pushing the car into the pits. Is Jonathan Parker going to come out? This is what I'm keeping an eye on. I'm keeping an eye on that Racing Point pit stall. Well, if anyone wants to set a lap, they got to do it now. Oh, that's the Williams stall. There it is. No one else is going to set a lap. Oh, wait, Sean Cosley's still out there. But I don't think... Yeah, he's still invalidated, so he's not going to get anything out of this. Devlin Avila on that. This is just weird to me. How does he go from DQ'd 3 times this season to all of a sudden starting on pole? How does that work?
Very sus.
Oh, there's a Renault out here. That's Matthew Stotts.
He's not in dying.
And there's also a Red Bull coming out. That's what? What is the point? Sean Cosley's trying to set another hot lap. Do these guys think they have enough time? Sean Cosley 0.3 faster. Matthew Stott spun out and he gets his lap invalidated. And he retires from the session. Yeah, Sean Cosley going to be the only one to set a lap. I feel like he's only going to go a few tenths faster. Maybe jump up to 7th if he's lucky with this run. And the other McLaren deciding to drive out of the pits with no time left. Because why not? Sean Cosley out of the final corner. Will he go faster? More than likely. He jumps up to 5th, I believe. So Devlin Avila just scored his first pole in the Marlboro World Championship. That is the first pole scored by someone that isn't by the name of Tyler McIntosh, Jonathan Parker, Matthew Stotts, or AJ Knickel, or actually Donald Sterner or myself. So that's an interesting one. He wins it by 0.143. If this means anything for Devlin, it just means his ego is going to get the best of him in this race.
Assuming that we find the lap to actually even be valid.
So as we wait for the formation lap to start. So we wait for one person to load in. Predicted tire strategy. No matter what, it looks like it's going to be a 2-stop strategy. Don't see... So Devlin Avila on the pole for this is just... mind-boggling.
Thanks, I hate it.
And the Renault just shoved Devlin Avila off. As Devlin Avila is disqualified. This is great.
This is something. Let's get penalized for that.
Can he? I don't really know what was going on. Oh, he just said something. Well,
Just put my tab down.
this doesn't help make him. This doesn't help me look good. I wasn't paying attention. Well, here we go. So who's your prediction to win, Riker?
I'm gonna say AJ Kaneko wins the race from the front row.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be Fidel Fabian, but lights 4, 5, and oh no, and the lobby's just gonna do this to me. Yep, make me look like an idiot. Yeah, and lights are out and away we go in Bahrain. And Matthew Stotts does not go at all, getting passed by Chris Bryan instantly. Predicted pit strategy once again on your screen. And someone just cut turn 1. That's Julian Lozano. 10-second time penalty already. That is not the way you want to get your race started. And Chase Hamilton already into Matthew Stotts. Multiple wings broken. This is looking like the actual Bahrain GP. Everyone just all over the place in turn 1. Chase Hamilton running over the curb in the back. But the battle for the lead, AJ Knickel's just pulling away, and Devlin Avila is falling back.
Colton just pushed Fidel Fabian off the course. But Fidel holds his spot anyway.
Oh, and Colton Irving goes wide turning that corner. Devlin Avila also wide. There are a bunch of cars just stacked up here. I believe Matthew Stotts has a broken wing. I want to catch an eye on that. Yes, he does. That would be from Chase Hamilton hitting him in the exit of turn 2. Oh, a car around. That is Colton Irving and Landon Lewis also around from that. I think Colton Irving tagged the tire of Landon Lewis. Not much else to discuss there. We've got a multi-car pack right here. AJ Knickel sets the fastest lap of the race, leading lap 1 in Bahrain. Riker, what is this race going to turn into? Is this race going to be interesting like Brazil, or is it going to be boring?
I think it's going to be interesting only because people are going to continue to do stupid things.
Fair enough. Well, Matthew Stotts in the pits. I don't know if Landon Lewis is going to or not. No, Landon stays out, so Matthew Stotts will go to last place by the end of that. Chris Bryant having a hard time with the car. We've got an interesting battle going on here. Don't know how Jonathan Parker's still in 5th. He's definitely got something going on.
He's on mediums.
Is everyone ahead of him on softs?
Yes.
Oh,
everyone else in the race except for, well, the 8th and 9th, or 7th, 8th and, yeah, I'm good at this. 8th and 9th place cars are on mediums. Everybody else is on soft tires.
Well, currently your driver of the day, if it's too early to discuss that, Chris Bryant would win it in the, I guess, tiebreaker against Julian Lozano.
Oh, Colton Irving is around again.
Again in the same.
His wing on the inside barrier.
Oh wow! Not good.
And that brings out a VSC.
Like this podium, AJ Knickel, you know, leading. This is something I kind of expected. Devlin Avila holding his own in 2nd, and Ryan Bogey in 3rd, but. You know, 4th and 5th, that's just interesting. Matthew Stotts being in last, seems like he's had a lot of issues in qualifying and the race. We've got Colton Irving in the pits now. It's interesting to say the least. I think Julian Lozano and Chris Bryant spun. They got it back going. As the separation starts to build between cars. I think AJ Kneckel, prior to Brazil, has only made 2 other starts at MWC, neither of them being wins. Season 1 at Singapore and Season 3 in the finale at Mexico. Matthew Stott's back in the top 10. You know, and this is where it gets, this is where the race gets boring. We've got nothing really to talk about.
Yeah, I hate safety cars. I think I've said it pretty much any race I've ever commentated ever.
Yeah. I mean, if we have a battle for anything, it's gonna be this... whatever for 3rd.
And, well, we had Bogey and... or not Bogey. We had Parker and Fabian that were too wide for 4th, but Parker just backed out at the corner entrance.
Probably just knowing he's on a better strategy than all of them. He's probably just trying to take it safe. To me, it just seems like Bahrain just doesn't have passing opportunities, even though, yeah, sure, it's got 2 straightaways with DRS zone, or the 2 straightaways with DRS zones, and one of them just being a regular straightaway. Actually, 3 DRS zones, Jesus. But the rest is just like non-passing zones, and Colton Irving around again, same area, breaks the end plate off. I mean, what was your prediction on how many people would spin there?
I said several.
Several, or it looks like it's only been 1 person if you don't count Landon getting, I believe he was hit by Colton Irving when he spun last time through there. So AJ has put up an entire second on Devlin since the VSC. Ryan Bogey. Oh, wait, when did Ryan Bogey fall off the podium? When did he go to fifth?
Yeah, I kind of watched him, like, sort of let off for whatever reason when he, like, he was going down the front straightaway and just let Fabian and Kneckel go by him.
Maybe his
car's
handling.
He didn't even know how to respond.
There's the Alfa Romeo and the Renault, both flashing lights down the straightaway. Trying to rebuild the ERS deployment. I haven't seen Jonathan Parker's lights come on at all. That just tells you how much he's using. Yep, and as I look at it, Fidel is currently on the me strategy, Jonathan Parker going wide through there. But Fabian is doing what I do and just dropping the ERS everywhere. Well, Jonathan Parker's just kind of driving around with 60 ERS.
This track theoretically has pass opportunities, it's just that they're made in a way that, like, you need to be either very far ahead of your opponent by the time you get to them. Oh! Devlin nearly cooked it through, the double rights.
Well, he broke his wing.
To get by.
Oh, and the 3 wide, and Jonathan Parker's just gonna go for it. He's tired of waiting.
There's like 4 potential passing opportunities with this track, but they're all made in a way that kind of punishes you for even slightly messing them up, so it's almost not even worth going for.
Well, Devlin Avila speeds into the pits, that's lovely. But he broke his wing. I didn't see if he had contact with Fidel Fabian. Multiple cars in the pits,
hit the
actually.
wall.
Oh, Ryan Bogey and Sean Cosley on the pits, and Cosley jumps him. Chase Hamilton also in here. You know, Jonathan Parker getting around those two, that's going to help his strategy work better on AJ Knickel. Oh, and Landon Lewis around right as I started spectating him. He is way off the circuit.
I almost think that Parker, knowing Devlin's tendencies, may have waited for something.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I feel... Oh, no, and he's around right in front of the leaders. Oh, my goodness. I was on board with Jonathan Parker for that as he tried to avoid. Landon Lewis almost just became... I don't even know what to say. He just almost killed the top 2. And AJ Knickel's in.
Tire puncture.
And... Oh, he has a puncture. Oh.
Yeah, the penalty is kind of nonsense, because he's currently trying to keep the car off the road or not do that again.
And it's gonna disqualify him, I think. He needs to pull it off to the right. And he's just gonna eliminate braking markers. And pull out in front of more people. He's trying his hardest not to. So the puncture is there. At least, you know, we're 2 mods, so we can kind of see that what he was trying to do to avoid that happening again. Don't know how there wasn't a safety car for him doing that, but Ryan Bogey's up with Fidel Fabian.
Middle of that, AJ Knickel pitted in for new softs.
I don't see that strategy working. I see Jonathan Parker's strategy working. And currently driver of the day would be Jonathan Parker with 5 positions gained. Ryan Bogey going fastest. And Devlin Avila will one-up that. The amount of harassment I'm going to just annoy Colton with. If he loses to Julian, I have every right to say, to just say why, how, why. Well, AJ Knickel's cut down 5 seconds in the race lead from Jonathan Parker.
However, at the same time, he has also pushed his fuel a lot.
Don't run out of fuel again, AJ. We saw what happened last week. You threw away a podium. Knickel, fastest and
probably would have gotten up a decent spot on the qualifying grid.
Well, Landon Lewis almost spins out right there, and Julian Lozano almost put it in the barrier following that. Well, as Bahrain is, you know, I've said it like 50 times now, but this is boring. Can, like, someone do me a favor and go flip down the back straightaway?
Jake, I'm gonna have to ask you to, like, stop making statements like that, because the last time you tried to speak something into existence, you gave Devlin a view of pulp.
I mean, yes.
Correct.
Watch that person that goes flipping me, Devlin Avila.
I think right now the race just needs to like have all the pit stops and stuff cycle out. It should get a little more interesting toward the end, but for this awkward middle part, it's gonna be sort of.
I mean, I'm kind of sitting here hoping that we get a safety car with like 4 to go. Oh, did Jonathan Parker just try faking the commentators out?
That's not how this works, Johnny.
You saw that too, right?
No, I was looking at AJ.
I was spectating via onboard, and he just pulls it below the commitment line and then just says, nah. And besides that, Julian Lozano back into the pits.
Before we continue with the rest of this boring middle race, Dan, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh my goodness! Well, for sponsors anything, it's the Stott seal. Stott seal is what life is. Well, I mean, we could take a recap of what happened at Brazil, closest pole in MWC history, and most wins by a single driver in one season, being Jonathan Parker, who did have it tied, but he ended up breaking it, breaking Christian Pacheco's Season 4 record. Fun fact about...
Might be extending that record even further, is any indication.
I mean, fun fact about Jonathan Parker, he's won the past 4 races. So, you know, that gives you any idea. AJ Knickel to the lead. Is Fidel Fabian gonna jump him? Fidel Fabian jumped him? Is Ryan Bogey gonna jump him? Oh, it's gonna be tight. Yep, and will Devlin Avila do it? No, Devlin will not. Devlin Avila is hashtag too slow. And he almost spins it off the... As you can see, I take my own league's commentary not seriously one bit. Because when there's nothing interesting going on, you gotta say things and do things to make it interesting. Is Jonathan Parker thinking about making those hards go to the end?
I mean, that's kind of what he has to be doing. He just made the mediums 12 laps, so I mean...
I don't know. I feel like that's not gonna work.
I think it will. I just don't think it's gonna be super fast.
Yeah.
Because the hards of this track are not amazing.
Well, he is 12 seconds back, so if AJ Knickel were to pit right now, he'd have a 8 to 9 second gap.
However, when AJ is going in, he'll be putting on mediums, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, because he's done the 2 softs. Soft stints.
Same thing I think applies to pretty much everybody else on the circuit right now.
Yeah.
Although I'm thinking for that third stint, AJ is going to have to be saving his fuel, because he's still got his fuel light on, and we're at the halfway mark.
Yeah, that ain't good. As we've got a potential battle for third between Jonathan Parker and Ryan Bogey. Someone else who's been quiet this race is... Oh! Matthew Stotts are just wrecked over there. I can't see what really happened. Landon Lewis almost wrecking Colton Irving. So our first DNF of the race. It took us 15 laps, but it finally happened. Jonathan Parker got around Ryan Bogey as we were trying to see what was happening with Stotts.
It says he's DNF, but his AI is still driving the car around the track.
What? Oh, and Landon Lewis, he's intentionally wrecking out the car. And there's no denying that. I just caught every second of that.
Stotts' AI still driving the car.
Where is it at?
It's heading to turn 3 right now.
What?
He's ahead of Julian Lozano. You can kind of see him on that screen.
On Julian's perspective? That McLaren?
Yes.
That is not Matthew Stotts. That is Sean Cosley.
Oh, I'm looking at a Renault. Oh my god. Because of him having retired, the yellow looks orange. Just like the little grading it does when somebody's out.
Oh.
And Matthew at some point was
You
on
had me like tripping out. I'm like, what? Oh, and Devlin Avila out of the session. He wrecks out in the right-hander. And safety car is out.
God, I am not fit for commentary today. I'm too hungry. I keep screwing things up.
And then go get your food. I already ate mine. We're under safety car, and this changes everything.
Well, now things are actually interesting. I don't want to miss it, though.
Why would you put on hard...
Failure.
Why? What is the point of putting on hards right here? Ryan Bogey's on the race-winning strategy. I'm saying that right now. I'm sticking to that.
This is certainly what AJ wanted to see, because this lets him, you know, not use so much fuel.
Yeah. Next thing you know, he'll be like +5 in fuel.
It may not be what he wants, but it's what he needs, I think.
Well, currently, since there's nothing else going on, we've currently got an NFL game being aired on Nickelodeon. 'Cause that makes sense.
Is it also being aired on a sports channel, or is it the only place you can see it?
I believe it's only on Nickelodeon. Actually, no, according to this, it's also on, is ABC the one where their logo is... No, that's not ABC. Which channel is it where their logo is the eyeball?
That's ABC, yeah.
That is ABC? Huh.
NBC is like the peacock.
I know NBC, yeah. For a second I was wanting to say TBS, but I know that is nowhere near a sports channel.
Not anymore, no.
Not anymore. What? They actually used to be?
In like the mid to early 90s, they used to play baseball on it, yeah.
Fun facts with Riker Lommel.
Now, Patrick Nichols going to the pits. I dropped my TV remote.
And Jonathan
He was putting
Parker...
on mediums. He's oofed Julian Lozano.
That's a shame. Well, the top two have hards on. Ryan Bogey has mediums on. What does AJ Knickel put on?
Very good thing you put that S there.
Huh?
They have hards on. It's a good thing you have that S there.
Oh, yeah. Well, AJ Knickel's on mediums. Yep, that's... unless Ryan Bogey can fend him off, I don't see the hards making this work. It's like 12 laps. I don't see any logical reason for it.
I mean, heck, if this were a couple laps later, softs would have been a viable option if they were fresh.
Yeah, I'd say if the safety car doesn't come in this lap, I'd pit for softs.
Nah, it's too far. They do 9 or 10 laps at most. They don't do 11.
Well, think about it. It will probably do, like, another 2 laps, like this one and the next. Under safety cars, so...
I also don't think softs at this point is worth losing the track position and being stuck behind some of the yahoos towards the back of the grid right now. Which is, I think, the only person on the track trying to keep his tires warm. It's a little early for that, though. This fuel light is still on. At this point, I'm convinced it's a glitch.
And at this point, I'm convinced the man's just in rich the entire race.
What, he doesn't have Jeff breathing down his neck, like saying, like, "Hey, wise guy, you need to save more fuel."
Has Jeff turned off?
Probably. Oh, the fuel light is turning on and off. He is in lean right now, at least, so there's hope.
There's hope. Well, I did say I want a safety car in the last, like, 4 laps. I mean, this isn't 4 laps, but at least we get, you know, a little run for the... Everyone has a shot.
Once everyone back together, so we'll have a bunch of smaller battles instead of nothing, as...
And
Julian
wings broken.
absolutely-
Chris
yeah.
Bryant has broken his front wing.
He got pushed into Colton Irving by Lozano, so I think that'd be on the Red Bull driver.
Oh, well, more penalties probably going to take place. Not like our NASCAR races didn't give us enough.
Even from Julian himself. I mean, what? Spoken by the guy that got wrecked by Julian Lozano twice.
It's fine.
No. Not really fine, but I just can't get into it because you would never understand.
No, I would understand. He tried battling me to stay on the lead lap at Phoenix, and wrecked me, which cost me the win.
Anyways, F1 safety car in this lap.
I mean, what is there to talk about? We're under safety car, but we're about to go green flag race in Bahrain. You hate me, don't you?
I'm trying to get the hair out of my face.
Here we go, Jonathan Parker backing him up, and he goes green. And did I see a pass before the line? I didn't. Someone's got the glitchy engine. Oh no! Well, AJ Kenickle up into third. He's on the better tires. And Julian Lozano in the pits. But Chris Bryant stays out.
I was verging on moving a little bit too late there for Fabian and Parker, but I don't know.
Oh, for me, Jonathan Parker's got the gearbox glitch. That's beautiful.
AJ is gonna throw it on the inside of Fidel Fabian, but nothing.
Nothing, and he's gonna send it, and he backs off hard, saying he was given no room, and he's hit by Ryan Bogey.
Rear-ended by Ryan Bogey.
Oh no. Chase Hamilton's probably gonna put up a fight here. No, he's boxed in between the Williams and the Red Bull. And AJ Kenickle's back on the hunt.
And he's back at it. And we shoved him off a little bit, but I think it's kind of... I wouldn't necessarily say...
Oh, 2 cars around. I couldn't tell what that was caused by. And
that was
Chris Bryant just ran right into the AlphaTauri. In no way, shape, or form would I think that's the AlphaTauri's fault.
was already loose. I was spectating...
Yeah, I was spectating him. He wasn't even on the track.
No, I was spectating Chase Hamilton. He was loose going into the second right-hander. He was slowing down. He got clipped by Colton Irving, and he collected the McLaren, or the other McLaren.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be a review for that. As back to normal racing between Chase Hamilton and Sean Cosley.
It's like nothing ever happened.
Yeah. I don't know, but Chris Bryant wrecking out right there. I was spectating Chase, and he wasn't even on like the racing surface. And Chris Bryant
was or something. He was trying to keep himself off the road.
Yeah, whatever that was just a catastrophe. I'm watching something, and I don't know what it is.
Watching a house burning down in slow motion, basically. And that's for a battle-ish for the lead. Obviously, AJ needs to get there sooner rather than later because Fidel is losing the plot on Parker to no one's surprise, and the longer he takes, the less the difference between his mediums and their hards will become.
DRS is enabled again.
as AJ is turning his fuel mix back and forth between standard and rich. And his driver's just kind of like turning the knob back and forth like...
Like no big deal. Well, if everything times out right, AJ Kinnickle could be in DRS range. He is not, I believe, by the detection zone. He's gonna run it out wide. You know, Colton Irving, we both want to talk about him. You can go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say he's caught up to Bogey.
What?
Something developed there.
I mean, I'm
both running.
Wait. What the? I'm getting I'm getting a call from. What the? Okay, we're not gonna question that. Anyway, yeah, Colton Irving has had an eventful race. I feel like you can agree with that.
You're gonna make the pass here pretty astoundingly.
Alright, let's say
AJ Nickel going for a pass on Fidel Fabian, they slam into each other.
Contact!
The contact's been there lightly, that's more like trying to make fire by flicking a rock over a stick.
Yes.
There's definitely gonna be friction between those two after that.
Well, we've got a pilot. We've also got I don't even know what to call AJ in this scenario. I just know Fabian's the pilot.
AJ is just AJ.
AJ is according to half. Yeah, actually, no, I'm not gonna say that because I'm not gonna.
He's a moose.
He's a yeah. You know that works.
He's become his own cat. Who's also named Moose.
It looks like honestly Sean Cosley's gonna catch the Williams and McLaren that we're battling. What would be driver of the day? It's still Jonathan Parker. If someone else were to wreck out, actually if two people were to wreck out, Julian Lozano would get driver of the day. That would be something.
Colton went wide through one, which will give Ryan Bogey a golden opportunity if he wishes to take it. And so he does, but he breaks a little bit early, and therefore doesn't get anything accomplished.
I mean, he's just trying to be smart at this point. Can't blame him.
AJ is again catching Parker, but again pushing his fuel.
I say the entire top three wrecks out. And currently, since nothing, you know, I'm gonna go off topic again. The game being aired on Nickelodeon. The New Orleans Saints have scored a touchdown. If you're, for some reason, watching this spectacular race instead of the Nickelodeon NFL game.
Yeah, the Nickelodeon Football League.
Well, my chair just popped. Jonathan Parker still keeping AJ Kinnickle out of that DRS range as the battle continues for fourth.
he's to the whole top 3 wreck, so I think somebody in 4th and 5th, somebody of those two is going to end up being crashed.
The way they're racing, probably. I'll go on board with Colton Irving.
If anybody.
We'll go on board with Colton Irving. As he had a bad exit with wheel spin, getting the best of him, and Ryan Bogey trying to break the slipstream down the straight, and Colton runs him a little wide almost. And he's gonna send it in on corner exit. Use all the track he can to get side by side with him. Oh, Ryan Bogey pulled the smart move right there. He's gonna have the DRS, I believe.
Oh,
yes, he will. He smacked the brakes right as they were side by side, got back on the gas to where he had the DRS. He played that smart. As you know, as we look back at the quote-unquote battle for the lead, I think it's safe to say AJ Knickel's mediums have gone to toast. There's no battle left in that Red Bull.
And here's Mr. I don't think the Irons can make that. Always assume the one-stop works. Tire wear doesn't mean a flippin' thing in this game. Unless they're at 75 and your tires are literally falling off your car, 60 is just as fast as 6.
Well, you see... No.
Well, you see, ding dong, your opinion's wrong.
Oh, that's mean.
The doorbell.
No, they're almost Brian Bogey turning Colton Irving. We almost just witnessed a murder.
That's what this game's physics. Probably would have been Bogey going around if he did that, not Colton.
Yeah, probably. Actually, no, there's no probably to it. Just it would have happened.
I'll say I wouldn't give 704 a hard time about their physics. I think 704's collision physics make more sense than this game's.
Well, besides the pinball effect. Ryan Bogey shoots it on the inside, side by side through the first 2 corners.
Oh, that's a nice corner. Nice corners. Incredible racing lines from Colton Irving. Expect nothing else.
And Ryan Bogey will pass him, though, after all that. Colton Irving had DRS and everything, and he still got passed.
Yeah, DRS, yeah, just about as much ERS. He did about as much cutting as Mr. Clean, and he still didn't defend the damn position.
Oh, we're giving him a rough time. It's fine.
Probably not as much of a rough time as the same was giving his tires.
Oh.
And of course he's gonna send it there, and the door closes, and Zbinala.
My angle of that was bad, so I don't even know who was really at fault there.
I mean, racing incident, but I think if I had to blame one of the two, I think it would just go to Colton for even trying that. That's only really a passing zone if you're at their, you know, if you're
with
like,
them, like side by side, perfect.
Yeah.
Not sending it in.
And AJ, you are toast. Just save fuel. And
Is he still got the fuel light? Please tell me the man has. Oh my god!
Give you fuel. What is that corner exit?
Red Bull gives I don't think it's a glitch. I think he doesn't know how to save fuel anymore. If he is the reason Fidel Fabian gets second, this is gonna be comedy.
We have achieved comedy. Oh, God. What are these corner exits? Yeah, I can't even say everything, but AJ is just throwing the kitchen sink at this. He has literally 0 ERS, his fuel light's on, his mediums are probably cooked, and he's still not catching Parker.
Watch, Jonathan Parker's just over there not using ARS, probably running in lean on the hards.
I think even standard based on his revs.
Either way. Well, the question is, no, AJ Knickel's fuel light's gone. He saved fuel again.
Hallelujah in the sanctuary.
Uh-oh. Well, you talk about that. I'm more worried about the other Red Bull.
Other Red Bull.
I don't think this is gonna be good. Oh well. Ladies and gentlemen, you may want to put your seatbelts on because if Jonathan Parker catches that Red Bull, I'm gonna be scared.
But before we get to this left car, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Soft Seal.
Final lap in Bahrain. I didn't even acknowledge that. Actually, I feel like Julian Lozano's far enough ahead where Jonathan Parker won't catch. Yeah, actually, never mind. I'm gonna eat my words here in like 5 seconds. You know, Julian Lozano may finish last a lap down, but at least he finished last of the people that finished the race, and not the people that wrecked out.
He has finished.
Well, if there was one more lap, Jonathan Parker would have caught... No, he's just going to let him by, even though, you know, final lap. Didn't see the point in that. But I think it's safe to say who you're... What so many people have a flashing light for fuel. Oh, no. Well, out of the final corner, Jonathan Parker is going to win another race, adding on to his total. And AJ Knickel will bring home second, keeping the podium this time, and keeping the second place. Fidel Fabian rounding out the podium in third. Ryan Bogey also coming out of the final corner. He will finish in P4. Colton Irving out of the final corner as well after a comeback this race. He will finish P5. Sean Causey also coming out of the final corner. He will come in P6. Oh my goodness! And on top of that, Chase Hamilton will also round out in P7. The fireworks go off as Jonathan Parker gets another win, being his 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be his 9th win of the season.
This is real gonna go with Hamilton.
The podium celebration begins. We'll get our podium drivers in here. This was a very interesting race. Apparently, right before the finish line, Sean Causey got a puncture. That's why he spun. Well, AJ Knickel will get fastest lap, but Jonathan Parker gets driver of the day, with the least amount of stops of people to finish. Now let's get our podium drivers in here. This is gonna be fun. And hopefully your podium contender or podium drivers come in. Well, Fabian and AJ Knickel are here. Now we just wait for Jonathan Parker. Well, now we wait on Jonathan Parker, a race winner. Oh, you're here. Oh, it didn't even give me a notification. Oh my, I'm scared. Okay, anyways. Riker, do you have any questions for third place finisher being Fidel Fabian? You don't, alright. Well
Not
done.
my job.
Get
Well,
slapped in the face, man.
Yep. Fabian, you finished third today. That is another podium you've added on to the season. You haven't gotten a podium since race 12, this being race 15. How's it feel to, be back up there on the podium?
Deja vu.
Also, I believe you jumped your teammate in points, moving you up to second in the driver standings.
Pain.
No.
Great. Good talk.
Well, yeah, good answer. Well, congratulations on your podium, Fabian. Moving on to second place, AJ, you didn't run out of fuel this time. We were questioning your fuel saving abilities the entire time. You got second this week. How does it feel to? What really happened? Because we saw you made the call for mediums, and you never really had the shot to catch Jonathan Parker. And what even happened with all that?
Well, I'll tell you, I had the shot. I 100% had the shot. I made my move on the front stretch when the safety car came in, and I timed it perfectly. I got alongside Ryan and passed him, completely fair. And I was tucked in behind Fabian. He starts lagging like crazy because apparently he runs his internet off a lemon. Then I'm tucked in behind him going through turn 8, and Ryan runs into the back of me and sends me into a half spin. So it kind of sucks considering I would have gotten Fabian down the next straight, and instead I had to languish around down in 4th for about 3 laps, wasting tires I didn't need to waste, and I didn't get the chance that I actually would have had. So I'm a little bit agitated. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we did catch that on stream, and we just saw, Bogey go into the corner and hit you, and we just... I feel like me and Riker both realized that kind of threw away any chance you had, but we saw you make the run back up, and by that time your tires were gone. But,
yeah.
I mean, good race from you either way, podium this week, and now you've got 5 more races in the season to, prove a point and hopefully beat Jonathan Parker on Wednesday when we come back for the short layout.
I suck that he's gonna beat me.
You just won here at the normal layout. There's one
You
corner
just won your 5th race in a row!
Well, here's the problem. I was saying this is not one of my better tracks, too. So.
When?
I know.
Well, either way, congrats on the podium, AJ. Sad that your chance towards the win and the battle that we could have seen got taken away. But as we move on to our race winner, stretching out the marker for most wins in one season, Jonathan Parker, you're making more history. You're making more history. How's it feel?
I learned from Lewis Hamilton. Of course you did. Of course you did. I learned from Jackson Glenn Austin and Lewis Hamilton.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, what was really going through your mind? Because we saw you were going for that one stop. No one else was really going for it.
Yeah,
And
I was hell bent on doing that, so I was like, I'll give up qualifying up front to be on a strategy I believe is better, and I think it would have worked out. I actually didn't want the safety car to come out when it did, because I was like, because I knew with the way my medium stint went, it was gonna be a stretch to make them like to the end and have actual speed. So I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna end the race on used hards. Everyone's gonna be hounding me. So. I guess I got a little bit lucky that he had a little bit of misfortune.
Well, I mean, you're not making, your soft lap in qualifying. You let me get a prediction, right? I literally said Devlin Avila's going to get pole or something. Riker thought I was crazy, and then next thing we know, Devlin Avila's on pole and stays there. But the second I saw you come out on mediums, I instantly questioned it, because that isn't like you. You never do that. So
yeah, if I'm gonna qualify on sauce, I'll just qualify on sauce and move on.
Yeah, so I think there was the nod that yeah, you're trying something different from everyone else. But yeah, I mean, you made it work, especially with the safety car. You decided not to pit. I was doubting it. I thought Ryan Bogey and AJ Knickel were on the right strategy with the mediums, and you made it work.
I'm finding my tires dead.
Well, at least she didn't puncture the tire like Sean Cosley did.
Oh goodness!
I
think I was about to puncture my mediums before I pitted. I am not sure if you guys saw it, but
I saw you fake us out. You faked us out.
I didn't want to. I was like, my tires were literally so dead. I'm like, all right, I guess this is my pit lap, and it wasn't. It was the next lap.
Yeah, I looked at that. I'm like, did Jonathan Parker just fake us out? Fake the commentators out? What's the point?
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
We were questioning what you were doing. But nonetheless, congrats on the win. You stretch out your streak of wins in a row in one season. So I basically think it's safe to say you could miss the remaining 5 races and probably win the championship, if I'm being honest.
Hey, listen, nothing's over till it's over. So
well, after this race, Sean Cosley eliminated from title contention. That narrows it down to just yourself, Matthew Stutz, and Fidel Fabian. Yes, Babatunde. Yep. Mm-hmm. What about Osama bin Laden too? There you go.
Babatunde and Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, that's an interesting duo you have to fight.
And Blackula. That's the final 3 in contention.
The beautiful title picture with the remaining 5 races. But nonetheless, congrats on your win, and congrats to the 3 of you on your podium finishes. Well, that wraps things up for Bahrain. We'll see you all again Wednesday for the short layout, being the Sakir GP. I'm Jake Scarborough, joined by Riker Lommel. We'll see you guys then.